So let's see the master work. When I saw that picture of this installation, I thought it should install in museum.
This is a museum level installation. Here the idea is I have started my journey around, say, as a profession in 1991. And before that I was very lucky that I started at my age of 10. So right from then I used to collect the local clay and make the vessels and fire them. So that is considered terracotta. So right from terracotta till whatever I'm doing, all variety of glazes, techniques of surfaces, so everything is presented here. And I traveled across India, so materials from different part of the country and how to use them.
Okay.
So this is all my journey of last 30-40 years has been presented here. And you can see the variety of colors. Ochre, you can see redder tone, you can see the carbon trapping, grey color. Here also you can see the nice carbon trapping. So this is only possible in the firebox. Sometimes it even catches big chunks also.
Okay, so this is something new.
This is something new, as in Spanish luster technique is one which is practiced across the world.
Okay.
But there are very few those who got command over it.
हेलो एवरीवन, आई एम सैंकी। वेलकम बैक। मैं आर्टिस्ट से मिलता हूँ, आर्ट गैलरीज घूमता हूँ। जैसे आज हम है 9 फिश आर्ट गैलरी। इट इज़ वेरी रिनाउंड आर्ट गैलरी इन भाईकला, मुंबई। सो अभी यहाँ पे संदीप मांचेकर सर का एग्जीबिशन लगा है, जिसे क्यूरेट किया है गौरमणि दास सर ने। और इस एग्जीबिशन का टाइटल है माटी कहे कुम्हार से। आज हम इन दोनों इनक्रेडिबल आर्टिस्ट से मिलेंगे और उनकी जो बिहाइंड द स्टोरी है, बिहाइंड द प्रोसेस है, वो आज हम जानेंगे। और अभी चलते हैं एग्जीबिशन देखने। संदीप सर वो उनके आर्ट वर्क्स एक्सप्लेन करेंगे। लेट्स गो। आइए। ओके, सो दिस इज द एंट्रेंस। माटी कहे कुमार से, अ डायलॉग ऑन क्रिएटिविटी, आइडेंटिटी एंड लैंग्वेज बाय संदीप मांचेकर, curated by गौरमणि दास at 9 Fish Art Gallery. So this is one of his small work. Okay, so let's meet the artist himself. Hello sir.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much sir. So आज हम आपके जो आर्ट वर्क्स है, आपके जो पॉटरी है, what do you call it?
You can say it's a pottery, but this particular show is not just about the pottery.
Okay.
I can consider pot as an individual element, individual human being.
Okay.
And majorly we are trying to show that clay is a material of expression, visual expression.
Okay.
So we are not just using it in a pot form, we are also using it as a canvas.
Okay. So
we have done the textural work where the glazes is not done. We have done the glazing also,
Okay.
where you get the painterly quality.
Nice.
So how clay can be used in the different formats, that is what.
श्योर। तो हम शुरुआत से शुरू करेंगे। जो आपने ग्लेजिंग कहा, जो आपने क्ले वर्क कहा, जो मीडियम है, वो आप पहले आर्ट वर्क से हम शुरू करते हैं। उसके पीछे कौन सा मीडियम यूज़ किया है, क्या थॉट प्रोसेस है, वो आप एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं।
ये शो जो क्यूरेटर है उन्होंने 6 सेगमेंट में इसको कैटेगराइज किया, बिकॉज दिस इज टॉकिंग अबाउट माई एंटायर जर्नी फ्रॉम say last 40 years. So how I went about the clay and developed it further for my visual medium for expression.
Okay.
So the first series we talk about the memories which I try to present through the clay. Okay. So clay is such a sensitive and tactile material, gives me a scope of showing all variety of moods. So here, without using much of colors or anything, we are using the raw quality of clay, which can provide me the variety of possibilities to express my impressions all through the life, how I grew up, nature's impact, other things what day-to-day life faces. So all that we have tried to show through this canvas series, and which has a wonderful feel of canvas or Some people are able to, or not, are actually people are mesmerized because they're not able to figure out that this is just a clay.
Okay.
They connect to the wood because of the color.
Yeah,
And they even, some people get a textural quality which looks like a canvas, or softness is like that. So that's the beauty of clay, which is which helps me expressing my moods. So these 20 art pieces I have done for showing that through the clay.
Super. So what you have tried to show to the people?
Whatever the people, since childhood, whatever I met different people, what impressions I carry about them. So I don't want to just portray realistically. So it is the abstract memories or impressions I am carrying about them. Or even whenever I see the nature or whatever day-to-day life things. This particular work talks about when I go to the doctor for testing my blood. So how the blood cells when I see under the lens looks. Or somewhere, this is like if I go to the beach and how does the nature looks. The sand landscape, we can say.
Nice.
So, and this is like people are having dialogue standing in the middle of chaos of life, and still they want to go ahead. Here we are completely seeing somebody in a particular window. You can't erase that image from your mind. So these are all variety of things. Like here is all musical instrument. My elder brother was learning tabla under Pandit Suresh Tavalkar ji.
Okay, nice.
So that as a installation, or we can say still life kind of thing, is there always in my mind. So the music is part of my life. So this is what all variety of expressions I'm trying to show through this canvas. I expect you to find your connection to it.
Right.
And that is why this series is successful, because I don't need to talk anything about it. The moment you come in and see this, you get connected. Because somewhere you also have this kind of impressions in mind, or you can find your own story through it, and that is the success of this particular.
My friend, when he saw this particular artwork, he thought it is a pottery which जब हम इसे ऊपर से press करते हैं तो वैसा impression आया है.
Considering coming for the pottery show, you are connecting to pottery. This is just a biological form through my life. Like you can see the flow and the structure of my cells. So that's what I'm trying to show.
This is like something new. जैसे कैनवास पे हम पेंटिंग देखते हैं उससे काफ़ी ज़्यादा ये एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है खुद.
Curator has helped me giving them confidence that we don't need any framing. Has to go on its own. So that is another challenge when I was working I had to consider, because mounting ceramics on the wall, which is considerably heavy, though it is hollow from the back side, but still has to be, because there is no margin. If it falls, it's going to break. So that was a major challenge. So it has successfully worked for us.
Like इस बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे कि curation is how much important. Like
curation absolutely important, because in me being curious about the ceramics process, and this is a craft which is practiced across the world for last 10,000 more years. So technically it is super rich, and in one life I can't finish that learning. So I keep exploring the techniques, and I feel like passing it on to the juniors. So my major journey has happened about learning, acquiring the techniques and passing it on to the people. At the same time, after that, you can get confused, or you will like to show everything what you know during the show. So that's where the curator comes in the picture. What best out of me and how to present, and that is what exactly Government has cracked. Since he has spent 10 long years with me, and last 3 years we were talking about the show, he exactly narrated what kind of expression he is expecting, and that is why we have got all 6 different expressions showing through this show.
Let's move on to the next one.
So this is about, as I said, each pot is a character individually, and we have tried keeping it very normal, as in natural, not normal. It is organically treated. Here, clay is made permanent by the process of firing. So the fuel is a key. So this is definitely an interaction between fuel and the clay. So once the clay is heated up to certain temperatures, at least 573 or 600 degrees Celsius, it cannot come back to clay. So the nature has completely changed. So stone decomposes, becomes clay. Clay again shaped and fired, it becomes hard. and this is the only material which can give you the stresses of particular civilization development.
Okay.
Because whatever other materials they get deteriorated, clay remains. So every civilization progress is judged by the kind of pottery done by them.
Okay.
So it is that kind of a character clay carries in the nature. And here this particular medium or method is called naked Raku, where we make the vessel, we burnish them, we try to get shine on directly on the clay as much as possible, and then we fire it, and then in the second firing process it just goes into the kiln for 2 hours, comes out and goes through the reduction box.
Right.
So in the reduction box, the reducing material which produces carbon monoxide gets absorbed by the body, and the pattern will form depending on the kind of glaze I have used onto it, the slip I have used onto it, or how delicately I am able to take it out. So this is very spontaneously done, and that imperfection reflects my life.
Okay.
Whatever I try, plan, but there are certain forces which will affect on you, and your journey will be shaped.
Right.
Your character will get developed. So that exactly here at a lower temperature, in 2 hours journey, how the clay gets transformed to the character. So that is what I try to depict it through this particular installation.
Super.
And this is very recently, or last 40 years, it has been practiced across the world, but in India it is very new.
Okay.
So I'm try to acquire this.
So basically, you are saying that this is not Indian pottery. Like the method is.
Methods, basically, Raku was originally practiced by Koreans and Japanese.
Okay.
It's part of their aesthetics and their culture.
Right.
But that process is so spontaneous that you are directly handling 5 elements and 5 senses.
Okay.
And it is very spontaneously done. So imperfection and perfection combination, like a Zen Buddhist philosophy, is attached to it, which is very inspiring, and you can get mesmerizing results. So that has been adopted by across the world by different people.
Okay.
And then they went on experimenting. By accidentally they found this method.
Okay.
So which is also now developed and practiced further.
Nice. And where do you learn that?
This I have experimented around 15 years ago under one Mr. Ulhaskar Day, who is my teacher from Bangalore.
Yeah.
He exposed this to me. He does only with the clay slip. I have also seen some videos later on, and then I started using a combination of clay slips and a crackling glaze over it.
Okay.
And then this is the result, and you can use anything different. So that carries the sense. Now you can see wherever I want a definite black area, we leave it open so it can absorb the smoke.
Okay.
And we get jet black. So likewise I could have done the patterns over it, but I didn't wanted any definite interaction. I wanted it to look very organic, and that's why we just allowed the clay and glaze to crack organically.
Okay.
We can control to some extent. While coming it out, we can spray water. So if you see, that particular piece has more intense and finer network, which is also achieved here also. So all those things to some extent we can try, but it is more spontaneous. You can't really pinpoint. If you tell me to repeat it, I can repeat the process, I can get some pattern, but not this pattern. So it's one of the kind thing. It's like every individual is different.
Right.
So that is the uniqueness of it. That's the uniqueness of it.
But when it's really cracked, does it get destroyed? Like.
Yeah, you can see that certain areas are grey. You can see that also grey. Right. So that has came off much earlier than I wanted.
Okay.
And that also, it's like a part of the journey.
Yeah.
So you can see a different intensity of the reduction there.
Okay.
You can see that has happened here as well.
Okay.
So it's a very delicate thing, because you have to remove it from the hot kiln and put it to the reduction box.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all.
Yeah.
I have few videos of that, and as you wanted to process, document the process.
Small part जब वो टूट जाता है तो उसे आप कुछ कर सकते हो, फिक्स कर सकते हो या
once it is broken.
Okay.
So while making these series, I have lost around 2 pots. So they are broken, and that's the part of our journey. We have to have a heart to take those kind of losses. It's not loss, it's a learning. You have to learn out of that and go ahead. So those accidents are very natural and normal. So it's part of our journey.
Right.
always the potters have bigger junkyard than the showroom. And there is one more installation we have done showing that journey.
I know, yeah.
So we'll go to that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Here also I'm showing the same. Only difference is that was done in within 2 hours span.
Okay.
And this is fired between 50 to 72 hours continuously in the kiln.
Okay.
So this is purely a Japanese and Korean aesthetics where at peak temperature there is no glaze applied. This is just the raw body which is exposed to the extreme volatile and forceful interaction of fire. So the fuel which is burning, which is wood, gets traveled through the kiln, and you can see the force showing the effect on it. So we don't keep always on the straight side. The spots are tumble loaded. So this is the mark which shows how the pot was loaded, and then as the flame passes through, it leaves its impression.
Okay, मतलब जिससे हम पकड़ते हैं और अंदर रखते हैं.
नहीं, while loading the kiln, here you can see 1, 2 and 3.
Okay.
These 3 points. So this pot is loaded like this.
Okay, loaded like handling.
No, it is kept in the kiln like this.
Okay.
It is stacked
like a stand.
Stand. So when the flow of heat is traveling, it comes with the sawdust also. So the sawdust gets developed onto this, builds a mountain, and at peak temperature of say between 1280 to 1300, when we leave the kiln for 6 to 8 hours at the same temperature, that ash burns down and that becomes the glaze. So whatever you can see the drips, we have to anticipate how it is going to drip down, or from where the velocity is more, where velocity is less. Suppose in front of this, if I have a standing pot, then it will have a different flow. So all those things you have to anticipate, because you can't go in the kiln and see. So with more practice, you can understand your kiln and the behavior of flame. Depending on the kind of wood you are using, the ash will differ, and when it melts down, it becomes glass, and that's the beautiful aesthetics of it. We call it diamonds, and here you can see it has taken up a shine. So the clay is otherwise looking this. Here, because it has a very high intensity of
it is matte.
flame, so that is the whole journey of raw clay to the fired thing.
So the
And here also the fuel has become part of the aesthetics. I have not used anything else, but it is just a pure action of velocity of flame and clay, which is wood, got part of the entire journey of my pottery. So here are all individual character. As we grew up, we have also impressions of different things on us, and we build our own characters. That's how it is done. And some pieces are left into the ash pit. So they get the highest pounding. So they are where I'm throwing the wood. You built a lot of big piles of the ash. So ash is very raw there. It has not gone to the melting stage, but it sticks to the object. And you can see the variety of colors. Ochre, you can see redder tone, you can see the carbon trapping, grey color. Here also you can see the nice carbon trapping. So this is only possible in the firebox. Sometimes it even catches big chunks also. So there are 1 or 2 examples are there. We'll get to that later on.
Can you tell me these textures?
This, after making a pot, I have taken the slip of the same clay and I have done the painting over it. So it is like I'm doing the post pot making treatment onto it, which allows me more possibilities of getting depth in the whole process. As against this is, I'm completely relying on the ash reaction, but here you can see the force is showing shadow and the highlight part more distinctly, so that makes it more interesting. See, even this is from the ash pit. So this was loaded like this. So a lot of ash pounding, and you can see the crunchy thing got stuck. So some of the excess we try and remove it, but further I will not. So wherever I feel this aesthetics what I like, I will leave it to that only.
So what you call this installation? Have you named it, or
it is just a collection of people? You can say a collection of thought. You can say a collection of impression of fire. You can say. So it is all there.
Okay, so this is something new.
This is something new, as in Spanish luster technique is one which is practiced across the world.
Okay.
But there are very few those who got command over it. Like maybe 50.
Explain us what is luster is about. So this is our mental state, right? Knowledge.
Okay. Luster is where when the light falls onto it, it reflects and gives you metallic shine.
Okay.
Or iridescent reflections you get. So the one particular thing can show you variety of colors, and then it comes out as you see the same thing from different angle. You will get to see variety of colors. It's like a rainbow effect.
Right.
So for that we have to use metallic oxides like copper, bismuth, silver, tin oxide, and with particular fluids. And process wise it is little difficult because you have to fire it, then come down to a point where it is willing to exchange the molecules. So a lot of science involved. So finding that window, if it is not done in that window, it will not give the result. So all that gamble you have to figure out, and also the thickness will matter. If thickness is less, more, again that, and then once you practice it for over a period of time, you know exactly when to apply thick, when to apply thin, when to apply dry brush on the body. So all that comes with experimentation. So for that, I prefer having a production unit where I'm making continuous product which helps me honing the skill, and that remains my practice.
Yeah, right.
And when I actually want to deliver my visuals, I can use the colors to my choice.
This I think this is abstract.
See, most of the time people are using across the world luster only on the vessels.
Right.
Or originally this is started for the tiles on the mihrabs in the mosque.
Okay.
They have definite calligraphy done.
Yeah.
But from there I have taken a freedom, being a fine art student from Jesus School of Art.
Okay.
There is a lot of impression about the painting. So using normal color painting, people are doing it. So I wanted to try with my ceramic colors. So that over a period of time, whatever practice I have done helped me getting exactly what I had in mind.
Right.
So even controlling, say, suppose this looks like a drizzle of cloud is coming down. This is like cyclone. Then clouds gathered in the sky, or this is just an abstract one. Suppose I'm listening to music and you suddenly like one particular trance. So that is explained through it.
Super. Your most of the works are experimental.
Absolutely.
Like, you are the experimental guy.
Here I have a lot of connection to the sea. So you can see the water and then the aqua where the blisters are shown. So exactly able to get that when I want.
Yeah.
That shows my practice about it.
Yeah.
And as painters have understanding about the colors and depositions and everything, this is little difficult because pre-firing it looks different. Then you don't have much control on the atmosphere in the kiln, and still you have to anticipate and do it. So that is what exactly I have able to achieve it. So that's the success of this particular series.
Super.
And this is opening another avenue for the fine artists also to come and do.
Yeah, literally, because this is very new. When you started this, like when you found
This
this?
I got to learn from Mr. Wally, who was a visiting potter in India in somewhere 2008 or 9.
Okay.
So I had good 1 or 2 days interaction with him.
Okay. Is that a workshop or?
He had come to one of our senior colleague in Alibag, Riley Jacob.
Yeah.
In his studio, he did one workshop for the potters from Bombay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I could not attend it. But later on, when privately they were doing for their internal thing, Riley made it a point to call me.
Okay.
And I just got to see the process of reduction. We never discussed about the glazes. I'm very lucky that I have access to the ceramic lab and where I could experiment. So it started. And initially when I was experimenting, he was always there to guide me. So Wally was catalyst for me learning this particular technique.
Super.
And then my work got collected in one book which is written by one Turkish lady.
Okay.
She has written a book on luster, so she has included my work. And when the book got published, she invited all the artists, those working in luster in the different techniques. There are various techniques in luster. What I'm doing is an in-glaze luster technique.
Okay.
So there is a transmutation luster, there is a clay paste luster. So I had a chance to work with all the top-notch luster artists across the world. And there also I could perform with their material in their kilns, which is also was another challenge. So we all, very few people across the world, keep exchanging information with each other and we progress.
Super.
And this I'm willing to share in India because I have conducted a lot of workshops on this.
Okay.
But very few have able to take it further.
Right.
Because it needs continuous
Yeah, consistency is needed.
in the experiments.
Right.
It is not like applied and you got it.
Yeah. Like I like that the fact you have, for the artist you have opened some new stream. Like everybody used to make on canvas.
Some metal enameling people are connecting with it easily because they feel like a patina done or the metal. On the copper plate it is done, but this is purely on the clay.
Okay, this is on the clay.
Yeah.
I thought it is something like steel plate.
No,
have
it is just on the
canvas
clay.
like
No.
shape. Okay, nice.
This is absolutely.
So right. So you haven't changed your medium.
This is completely a clay show. What clay can offer me a spectrum,
Okay.
or whatever techniques I have learned, how I can use it for visual expression. That's the story.
Wally, he used to work on.
Worldwide, people are just using it on the pot.
Yeah.
So this is first time I have also done a daring, because if you see these sculptures, I have used it on the sculptures. But purely using it as a part of painting or for visual expression, I have also done it for the first time, and it has really given me wonderful satisfaction.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you. So sometimes when we load, they fall down.
Wow.
So they tumble down.
Okay.
And then some of them, they stick to each other and they give wonderful result. So this is called kissing pots.
Oh, nice.
So they have naturally stuck to each other in the firing process.
Wow.
So just to make them stand, we have given the support of stone.
Super. So is that your idea to stand it on stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Has to go either on the wood or the stone,
Yeah.
because the mother of the clay is stone,
Yeah.
and the fuel which makes it again back to the stone is a wood.
Wow.
So I have choice of these two organic materials which will go with it.
What a superb saying.
These are all small installations or groups we have done, so which people can easily buy. Those who can't get to the bigger ones, for them this is what we are.
Superb. I love how you guys have
That credit completely goes to Gormani, the one who curated the show. He has a daring of keeping the wall rustic, and this is merging so well with it. If you see it from a distance, you get attracted to this. Because you have to, it goes with it, so it merges, but at the same time it makes you curious to come and see what exactly it is, whether it is really the part of wall or it is individual work, and then you can see the aesthetics. And that gives the most unique satisfaction, because all your life you work for the day when you want people to get pleased with your work. You have only choice, and you should be ready to take criticism when you put your work in the gallery.
Okay.
So luckily I got a lot of blessings.
Okay. Does anyone said something like what should you have to do more like?
No, right now people are of that particular canvas series.
Okay.
Because nobody has done that, which is surprising to me. I expected that people have used clay in different format, but I'm more I feel successful because most of the fine artists could get connected to the work.
Yeah, right.
And that's the biggest success, because when they think of ceramic show, they are looking either some standalone sculptural pieces or the pots, but they never thought that they will get to see the canvas series or ceramic as a canvas or expressions through the clay. And that's something which has attracted them or made them happy, and that is my success. That is, I think, along with me, it's a curator's success also, because on canvas I could have done many things, but exactly what he wanted out of me, that's the result. So it is credit to Gormani as well, as I have a command on the medium, but from that, what kind of series and how I can do the justice to my command on the technique is all there.
When I see your works, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ना जो आर्ट कॉलेजेस के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, जो मोस्टली जो सिरेमिक्स में काम करते हैं, उन्हें ये जो आपके जो एक्सपेरिमेंटेशनल वर्क्स है वो काफ़ी उनको मोटिवेट करेंगे.
Absolutely, that's the whole idea. So I was attached to IES to set up the center. I am currently attached to DY Patil, where we are setting up a longer bachelor's courses also. So I'm very lucky that I'm getting a platform to enrich this craft to the art. So the pure craft will be can be used for the visual expression. So I'm part of that journey. As well, I want my ruler potter to get back to pottery. Okay. Because craft bank is empty. Everybody wants to become an artist. but who is going to deliver the goods? When I get an order of say 500 pieces, then there has to be somebody who can sustain and make it for me.
Yes.
And this has to be done by hand. So we are working simultaneously on the both. So the course has to be craft-wise also strong and should be experimental enough to make it visual expression medium. So that's what we are working on.
So let's go to the
And I have done setups for many institutions across India. In Kerala, Thrissur, Mavelikara, Trivandrum. I have done the entire setup for them. I have given the training to the teachers.
Okay.
Also, I go to Doon School to conduct the workshops. So wherever I get a chance, I go and teach. Also, I go to the rural potters across India to work with them to understand their clay. So I bring their clay and try to improve it to the higher temperatures. So I try to understand what are their problems. And Dotline Space has taken an initiative of scanning across India what is the need of a rural potter. So we are working on that program as well.
Ruler potter.
The traditional potter. Because traditional potters are not able to cope up to the current demand, and they have lost the faith and interest from the
and eventually it will get disappear.
So that is the fastest dying craft. So that is where Dotline Space is supporting in a big way. So we are going to now document village to village and understand how we can help them to get back to the pottery. So that's the great initiative.
Super. Thank you. So let's see the master work. When I saw that picture of this installation, I thought it should install in museum.
This is a museum level installation. Here the idea is I have started my journey around say as a profession in 1991. And before that I was very lucky that I started at my age of 10. So right from then I used to collect the local clay and make the vessels and fire them. So that is considered terracotta. So right from terracotta till whatever I'm doing, all variety of glazes, techniques of surfaces, so everything is presented here. And I traveled across India, so materials from different part of the country and how to use them. So this is all my journey of last 30-40 years has been presented here. As I said, every pot is a person. So there are some plump people, there are some smooth people, like nothing else, very transparent about their character. Then this particularly again representing the seashore, like you can see right from the sand till the water and the blisters on the waves. So these are kind of the visuals which are put together. And if you stand at a distance, you can see a shadow.
Oh my god, this looks like some peoples are standing here.
So cohesively, until unless you are bonded together, you will not be able to get the progress.
It shows unity.
Yes. आप कुछ भी हो, at the end of the day your shadow is same. जैसे आप कहते हो कि अरे सबके अंदर एक ही तो खून है, तो सबकी shadow भी एक ही है. So you have to accept everybody and go ahead. Like this is, if you see this one is showing me very prominently. So what I am, like, So I've been pushed to the school, I've been forced to just get into the words, but luckily I could go beyond the words. And I could make clay as my companion, and this is what I could create through the clay. So understanding about the historically what has happened across the country, at the same time what is my culture, so all that has been presented through this installation. And the idea of elevating pot from the floor to the bullock cart was government's contribution. So it is cohesively done work. And though it is called solo show, we have given the credits to everyone, those who have helped me for making, right from making clay to till loading the kiln or chopping the woods. So it's a group work. You cannot just take a...
How many people?
Overall, it's a team of 11 people has worked on this.
So for the installation only?
No, the entire show. If you see my film, you will get to know about how my day is spent in the studio.
Yeah, at the end of the video we will attach to that, so people can enjoy that also.
Now this is just a statement from my childhood to today. This is a timeline. My childhood sky was open, available for me to enjoy the sky, nature, everything. wherever the road has gone, we have considered that that is a progress happened to civilization. Across India right now, the biggest contribution of this government is considered roads. So roads are dividing my villages.
Okay.
They are making deserted the entire village. Everybody is traveling to the city. Everybody has an ambition to have a house in a tower. So my childhood sky was this. Currently, if I travel in Bombay, I get this kind of skyline. So this is a progress happened to my journey, or around me this is considered a progress. This also is enjoyed because anybody has a house in a tower is a celebration for him.
Okay.
People go to IIT, people go to medical to just achieve that success.
Yeah.
I am considered successful if I have a house in tower and an Audi.
Yeah.
So that's a symbol of success for the current being,
Right.
which was not the case when I was young.
Yeah.
We used to enjoy different things.
Yeah.
So it is just the change what I've noticed I tried to show through the installation.